Welcome to the trailer for the Small Steps, Big Change podcast. This trailer will give you a glimpse into my journey and a sneak peek of what you can expect from future episodes. My name is Drew Sullivan, and this is my story. For as long as I can remember, I have always felt different. Whether it was constantly getting in trouble as a kid or constantly blacking out as an adult, my story has always been defined by my poor choices and how they lead to pain, devastation, and trauma. In August of 2020, I hit rock bottom, and I had no choice but to ring the alarm and go into crisis mode. I'm not sure what clicked, but after years of heavy alcohol and cocaine use, two things that limited me from living life with purpose and being true to myself, I decided that it was time to turn the page and start a new chapter of my story. But like many times before, I was unsure about how to do it. I had tried AA, read many of articles, and used multiple sober apps. Nothing ever worked. I knew that this was my one chance to change my life before the people closest to me left forever. I was scared and afraid and felt that this attempt would be yet another failure. But after much soul searching and many hard conversations with those closest to me, I decided to give it a shot. I took the smallest step that I could and took things day by day. It definitely wasn't easy, but a day turned into a week turned into a month, and soon enough, I was 1 year sober. Of course, I thought I had it all figured out, and I thought my life was on cruise control, but I was wrong. Almost immediately after celebrating something that I truly thought I would never be able to do, I lost my best friend to cancer, was burning out at work, and had little to no emotional connection with my partner. This left me feeling lonely, lost, and in panic. How did I get sober yet I was still living a life filled with chaos, insecurity, and sadness? That is when a call with my therapist changed it all. It was time for the next step. Getting sober was my way to free myself of the iron grip of substance, but it was not going to automatically set me up for a fulfilling life. I had to do the work. I always thought that sobriety and recovery were interchangeable, but I was dead wrong. They call it recovery for a reason, and at that moment, I realized that I hadn't even started to recover all that was lost. Sobriety was merely the key that I was given to unlock every door that I had no way of opening before. By taking the first small step, I made the next one possible. I soon would learn that I was not only ready for the next step, but the one after that, and after that, and after that. Every day is a journey for me, and I now believe that I am in the middle of the most beautiful recovery story of all time. What I have learned is that my story has a lot in common with anyone looking to make a big change. No matter what you're going through, without taking small steps, every challenge will be daunting. It could be substance use abuse, gun violence, mental health, diversity, equity, inclusion, social media, you name it. The only way to make lasting change is to focus on the next right move. Each week on this podcast, I will introduce you to a friend who has used small steps to help create their big change. We are all going through something, and it is my goal that by sharing our stories and bringing vulnerability and empathy to the forefront, we can learn from each other and take the small steps that are needed to create big change. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Small Steps, Big Change podcast. I hope that this episode inspired you to let go of whatever is holding you back and take the first small step. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform, follow our YouTube channel, the Small Steps, Big Change podcast, and connect with me on Instagram. Remember, no matter what you are going through, without taking small steps, you are limiting your potential to create big change. So take that first small step today. I promise you that you won't regret it.